an hour away from kickoff. EA, these two teams had joint practices in Richmond, Virginia earlier the week. 3 practices later at a new city. We're in Maryland now, Landover, Maryland. It's set for game time.
Finally time for a game. 3 spirited practices, Greens, those first 2 days. We watched the Jets and Redskins go at it in pads on Sunday and Monday. Then they scaled back a little bit in shells on Tuesday, working a lot in the red zone on that final day. We saw a lot of one-on-ones that final day, some interesting matchups, a lot of talking on both sides. But I think all in all, both Jets head coach Todd Bowles and Redskins head coach Jay Gruden were very happy with what they got out of the work this week. And now this is the final step. Like you mentioned already, preseason is flying by.
Yes, it is.
So this is the second preseason game. Jets come back, host the Giants in that final dress rehearsal Friday night at MetLife Stadium. Then they play Philadelphia a couple days later, and we're going to be in the regular season. We're going to be in Motown before you know it. Jets Lions Monday Night Football.
Okay, so for tonight's game again, Jets Redskins, 8 o'clock is kickoff. EA, the burning question, it seems to be the burning question every week, is who is going to start for this team at quarterback?
I don't know, Greens. Todd Bowles did not tell me when I saw him earlier at the team hotel. I think we'll know here in the next hour or so. Obviously, it's 7 o'clock. We got kickoff here.
Time will definitely tell.
Listen,
no doubt about it.
Josh McCown's not going to play a lot tonight. Does that mean he's not going to play at all? I don't know, but he's not going to play a lot. This game's going to belong to the rookie, Sam Darnold, and the veteran, Teddy Bridgewater. How they go about splitting up those reps, we'll see. But again, during practice throughout the week, the guy who had the most workload was the rookie, Sam Darnold. And not just overall reps, he worked with the starters more than anybody else.
We got a guest on the live show. Coach Crow.
You never know who's going to show up here on the field. Hey, don't get us in trouble. You're coaching now. That's Antonio Cromartie. You enjoying yourself out here, Crow?
I'm loving it, man. It's a great experience, man. I'm loving it. Every bit of it.
All right.
Working with the linebackers.
All right. All right, that was Coach Crow. Back to the game now for a minute.
I got to say about Crow.
Here we go.
I think he's seeing the field from a different standpoint because you see him being that man-press corner throughout his National Football League career, but now he's working with the linebackers. So if you're going to be a coach in the National Football League, you have to see the game from a 40,000-foot level. I think it's tremendous that he's out here really enjoying himself, and he makes an appearance on Jets 360 Live. We didn't book him.
That's the beauty of live programming right there. Back to the quarterbacks here for a minute is Sam Darnold had a very impressive week in the joint practices. And the final practice, Tuesday's practice, is really where he shined, I would say. And he got a lot of love on Tuesday. But from your opinion, where do you think that you've seen the most growth from Sam Darnold since he joined? And then not only last week against the Falcons, but now, and also, just for a frame of reference, this could have no bearing on tonight's game. But last year, Josh McCown didn't play in the second or third preseason game. That's just food for thought.
Yeah. I just think he's unfazed. Nothing seems to bother the guy. He might miss a pass, but he comes right back, and he'll throw a rope on the next play. He's cool. He's poised. You'll love his athleticism. Jeremy Bates gets these guys on the move sometimes, and he's very accurate on the run. He can throw it, not only moving to his right because he's a right-handed quarterback, but he showcases his arm strength by being accurate, moving to the left. That's hard for a lot of guys because that's not a natural movement. And then he'll make plays off his script. We think about the preseason opener Friday night against the Atlanta Falcons. Well, he made that play off script. The rush started, the pocket started closing. He stepped up in the pocket and then had the presence of mind not to cross the line of scrimmage, and he threw a bullet. Good ball placement to Charles Johnson. That's another thing that I think is very uncommon for a rookie is that he's putting the ball in spots where professional quarterbacks, elite quarterbacks, put the ball. Because it's a lot different playing on Saturday than it is on Sunday. And I really like his ball placement. He's He's off to a great start so far. Let's see what happens tonight against the Redskins.
Head coach Todd Bowles has basically echoed what you're saying, that he's poised, he's unfazed, and what really stuck out to me about Darnold is something that you talked about in your last point, is that his accuracy while rolling to his left so far in what we've seen is uncanny for a rookie.
And another thing is he had trouble with turnovers last year. That's not something we've seen during camp. Knock on wood. It's game action tonight and things like that.
Yeah, don't jinx it yet.
But he's been protecting the football, and you got to credit the Jets coaching staff with the work they've done with the rookie.
But rolling to his left in particular, against the Falcons, he had a tremendous throw to Andre Roberts.
In the second half.
And then not only that, but in practice this week, to Andre Roberts again, he did the same thing in practice. And you just kind of come away with it really impressed. And I would echo what you said, is that his ball placement is very uncanny for a rookie. Let's talk about Tuesday. Team drills. Jets first-team offense, Redskins first-team defense. Darnold led the team down the field in about 6 plays. And the final throw, the touchdown throw to Clive Walford, was an absolute missile.
Thing of beauty. He threw 4 times the tight ends on that drive. Back in the mix is Jordan Leggett, the tight end, who had a pair of catches on that scoring drive. But you're right. I think a lot of people who were spectators at the Redskins training facility were like, woo, because tight window, put it in there to Clive Walford, and that's another thing you like to see from him. He's an equal opportunity. He's equal opportunity as far as the football is concerned. Yeah, he'll throw to his wide receivers, but he'll throw to his running backs, and he'll hit his tight ends.
Okay, what do you expect out of Sam Darnold tonight, and what would you like to see out of Sam Darnold tonight?
We talked about this on the podcast, and we talked about this in the 2-minute drill, I think. He wants to improve on everything. Decision-making, but the thing that stood out to me is how quickly is he getting the guys out of the huddle? Is he getting a play in from Jeremy Bates and making sure he relays it quickly and efficiently to his guys, and then getting up to the line of scrimmage and rocking and rolling from there? Great start, but Darnold, you can tell he's perfectionist. He's all ball all the time, just about business, and he knows, hey, listen, I just took 1 step. There's many more that I have to take to be a successful quarterback in the National Football League.
Okay, EA's impressed with Darnold. I'm impressed with Darnold. You don't have to take our word for it. Josh Norman, Redskins cornerback, and quarterback Alex Smith both praise Darnold as well.
It is a small little world type fraternity for the most part, and fun to hear to get 3 days to kind of hang with these guys, do fun stuff after, chit-chat. It's the first time getting to know Sam. All these situations are different. I'm not trying to. He's got some good guys in his QB room to lean on that have played a lot of ball. So he certainly didn't need to hear me tell him anything. I think my rookie year is probably more of an example of what not to do as opposed to what to do. So I'll leave it at that.
Then you go out here and you see him make these throws. I'm like, all right, that's not so much of a college level throw. He like putting them on the money, but then you go to 7-on-7, it's like, all right, pass catch here, right there. But dog it, this little kid is not making mistakes. And he's really accurate. It's kind of like, dang, you know, you get rookies in here, you trying to like mess with them and bait them a little bit and thinking that he's going to throw a route that you know you can make a play on, and he's not having it. And it's so crazy to see that at an early age. Dak had that, Carson has that, so it's like, man, they must come in here just not wanting to, you know, like screw it up. And he so far, he's impressed me. And I didn't want him to. And that's the main thing. I wanted to break all rookies back. He has been doing a great job.
Was there a throw or a play that jumped out at you that he made?
Yeah, the 7-on-7 where, you know, I kind of like gave him some cheese. And because I knew that 7 was going to be behind me, so I jumped in a little bit on that little ankle route to come back inside. Knowing that 7 was behind me, so I didn't jump so far. He kind of like held it, was going to throw it, but then he pulled it back, and I jumped back real fast. I was like, you little devil. Okay, I see you. You working really good right now. So I couldn't bait him like I wanted to, and he saw it, so he read it out, and he read it out like a vet, and you gotta, tip your hats off to a guy like that, man. He's learning at an early age, when guys messing with him and when they're not. Pretty awesome.
Tremendous praise from Josh Norman and Alex Smith on Sam Darnold. No more Sam Darnold talk. The quarterback talk is over.
No, I'm not.
If Sam Darnold gets the start tonight with the first team, someone that he'll be taking snaps from is Spencer Long, and of course Spencer Long, a former Redskin. This used to be his home, and now he's the visitor. This offensive line tonight is going to have a great test because Ben Igelana, a swing tackle, got placed on injured reserve. Kelvin Beachum did not make the trip because of an ankle injury. He's been in a boot. So this offensive line, assuming Brent guard because Brian Winters didn't practice, this is going to be a good test for the O-line too.
Well, let's start with Spencer Long. I'm sure, he probably got some of those interesting feelings out of the way. It's like playing your brother, right? Because a lot of these guys he was close with in Washington, he played his first 4 years of professional career down here with the Redskins. The aspect of his game that I really like and I think could be a factor for the Jets this year from that center position, he's good. Passes to running backs and tight ends, and he can get out there to the second level, Greens. He's got good feet. Now you mentioned Igelana go to the injured reserve. Veteran swing tackle. Started 13 games 2 years ago. He was a valuable guy back there. So now the focus becomes Brent Qualley. Like you said, he's been the guy with Kelvin Beachum out at left tackle, taking first team reps on that side. When you think about the Redskins, Ryan Kerrigan is a good pass rusher. He's going to challenge the guys on the outside tonight, wherever he's lining up, whether it's Qualley or Brandon Shell. The other guy we got to mention is Jonathan Harrison. The ones, because Brian Winters has an undisclosed injury. I can't see behind me. I don't know if Winters is out there dressed tonight, but Harrison could be the guy at right guard again.
Long story short, the Jets have 3/5 of their starting offensive line healthy, and here you talk about Harrison in the interior. The Redskins have a pair of top first round picks from Alabama, and Jonathan Allen last year and Deron Payne this year, two very talented players. So this will be a good test for the O-line. But how about the receivers and the tight ends that Darnold, Teddy Bridgewater, or Josh McCown could be throwing to today? Terrell Pryor made headlines earlier this week because he flinched when DJ Swearinger pretended to knock him out. I mean, I would flinch. If DJ Swearinger...
Much to do about nothing.
If DJ Swearinger seemed that he was about to hit me, I would definitely flinch. I can't blame him, but don't get lost in that because Terrell Pryor did have a good week of practice against the Redskins. And the one thing I will say is this receiving unit might be a little banged up now, but fully healthy, I think it's an overlooked unit.
Okay, so number one thing about the receivers is you saw Quincy Enunwa out there in warm-ups a little bit before, exploding in and out of breaks, getting his hands on the football. The receivers are running by us right now. I'm taking a sneak peek. I see Jermaine Kearse, Teron Peak, Eric Tomlinson.
Quincy Enunwa and Terrell Pryor are both suited up. I'm looking at them right now.
Okay, so there you go.
We'll see what happens.
81 and 1 are suited up. So will they go tonight? We'll find out. But at least they're going through the motions of a pregame warm-up. This is the first time Quincy Enunwa's been on a football field in a pregame situation since all the way back to 2016. So regardless if he plays a snap or two, he's getting closer. That is encouraging for the Jets. New Jack City's bringing it in right now, huh?
New Jack City also had a good week of practice. Trumaine Johnson started off things with a pick of Alex Smith on 7-7. Morris Claiborne, the literal next play, batted down a ball intended for him. And talk about a camp standout. We talked about him last week as Derek Bones Jones. He had another pick this week.
Yeah, he did.
EA thinks it's the summer of Bones.
The summer of Bones. He continues to find the football. But somebody asked me about Trumaine Johnson. on Twitter when we were taking the bus over here to the stadium. Tremaine Johnson, monstrous corner, big corner, brings swag and toughness. He talked a lot on Sunday. He got involved in a skirmish. He plays with an edge. I like that. I think that fits in well with Denard Wilson's group, because when you talk about Denard Wilson, he says we want to be the baddest group on the field. And Tremaine Johnson's going to make everybody better because he'll play opposite Morris Claiborne. Buster Screen's still here. You mentioned
Derek Bones Jones.
Yeah, Bones, but Perry Nickerson unfortunately dealing with a hamstring injury right now, but he's down here on the trip. He likely is not going to play tonight.
The two guys that really anchored New Jack City last year in the back, Marcus May and Jamal Adams, both of whom practiced. We'll see if Marcus May plays today. He did not play against the Falcons, but he participated in a number of team drills this week. They both had some very high praise for the Redskins tight ends and Vernon Davis and Jordan Reed. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
We're building, man. We're building each and every day. We're competing hard. We just got to continue to do the little things the right way at all times and being consistent. As long as we do that, the sky's the limit for the defense.
You guys got so much attention last year. Do you feel you're ready to take another step up at that position with a year under your belt?
Of course. Marcus and I, we're definitely comfortable back there. We're making checks, we're making calls, we're having pre-snap reads, and we're out there to make as many plays as possible to help the defense. So that's what it's about. It's about playing as 11, playing together, and having that one team, one heartbeat.
Marcus, are you? Sorry, go ahead.
I just wanted you to answer.
Defense doing well. I mean, obviously there's things to keep improving on, keep working. Like I said, every day we come out on the field, we look to get better and better as an entire group.
How do you think Tremaine will help the guys as a unit back there?
It'll be good for us. I mean, it's just another guy in our group that's played a ton of ball. He sees things that that he hollers out to everybody. So it's just another eyes and ears for us.
Same thing, man. I think he's just a playmaker. Just adding another playmaker in the back end. You can never have too much energy on the defensive side.
What did you think of this experience of these 3 days with the Redskins?
I enjoyed it, man. Just to come out here and go against guys like Vernon Davis and Jordan Reed, top tight end. As far as route running and knowing, how to play with our eyes and making us, play better with our eyes. So just not always relying on our talent and our feet and just playing technical football. So I think, it was a great trip. We all enjoyed it, and we appreciate the Redskins.
How about you, Marcus? Did you think you get something from going and seeing guys in different uniforms?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it helps out a lot. I mean, because going against, the other quarterbacks, seeing different things like that, while you're in practice, but going against another quarterback is definitely good for us.
Yep.
With all the fights and the altercations, do you expect that to carry over into Thursday or Friday's game, and
we'll
for
fight.
it to be any personal?
We'll fight.
A couple ones on the sideline first day.
I don't know about that.
Nah, I mean, that was just what it is. I mean, it wasn't really that serious, but I mean, we all just playing football at the end of the day. That's it.
Now you've seen him in camp for a few weeks, even though you're going against the Redskins here. What do you think of Darnold from what you've seen so far, of how ready he is to play this summer?
He's playing well, man. Again, we went through it as rookies. It's gonna be a lot of mistakes, and you just have to get over it. You gotta move on and get better each and every day. So he's out there competing hard with the rest of those guys, Teddy and Uncle Josh, and we got 3 outstanding quarterbacks back there.
Do you guys call him Uncle Josh?
Yeah, I gave it to him. That's on.
Very good.
Thanks,
Yes,
guys.
appreciate it.
We have Darren Lee.
Ethan Greenberg and Eric Allen live here from FedEx Field. Preseason about to reach its midway point. The game. Hour kickoff about a little more than 30 minutes. Some injury news here is running back Trenton Cannon, tight end Chris Herndon, not suited up. Same with wide receiver Jonah Trinnaman, fullback Dimitri Flowers. So those are some guys that don't get reps because they're not playing. In turn,
Casey Rogers,
another guy. Yeah, Neil Sterling not suited up, which means that the 3 tight ends that are expected to get a lot of work now, Eric Tomlinson, Jordan Leggett, and Clive Walford. And Leggett in particular, I know we've talked about him a little bit. This is a big day for him because here's what's up, is that he was on IR for the majority of last season.
Yeah.
He got hurt in practice, didn't practice a whole lot. He had a very good practice. You called it his best practice of camp on Tuesday, and now this is the first game action he'll see in quite some time.
I think it's a big step for him, and like you said, Greens, I think those guys are going to get a lot of reps because if you got Chris Herndon down, and who's the other guy I'm missing right now? Tomlinson, Clive Walford, Leggett. Leggett is a guy who was a 5th-round pick out of Clemson. He was doing some good things in the preseason last year. Got hurt, ironically, in Detroit. Knee injury ended his year. He did some nice things at practice. Was predominantly used in a pass-catching role for the Clemson Tigers. He's got good hands. Yeah, I think tonight is a big night for Jordan Leggett.
And then in the running backs room, Trenton Cannon not an option back there tonight, which means George Atkinson, and this week Thomas Rawls, he didn't play last week. He's suited up this week. He's had a good camp. He's a feisty runner. He's a hard runner. And this is someone that could carry the majority of the workload tonight also.
Yeah, Greens.
And,
right,
and Isaiah Crowell's not here, too.
You're right, because, again, it's a numbers deal when you're talking about the running backs. Bilal Powell probably get a little bit of work. They'll get him out of there. Then you got to anticipate Thomas Rawls, George Atkinson. They're going to be handling the ball, the rock, for the majority of this ball game because you're down to 3 running backs.
And their top
and you're out another fullback because Dimitri Flowers out of lineup too.
We'll see what happens tonight. Again, Jets and Redskins at the midway point of the preseason. About to be 2 games under the belt, and then, as EA said, Jets and Giants next Friday before wrapping things up in Philadelphia.
Hey, I got to give everybody a reminder. Saturday, training camp practice in Florham Park, regular time, but Sunday, going to the morning. So if you're coming to Sunday's practice in Florham Park, set your alarm early, buy me a cup of coffee. We're ready to roll. Halfway mark of the preseason. We'll find out what's happening with the quarterbacks tonight. Sam Darnold, Teddy Bridgewater. I feel bad we didn't even talk about Teddy Bridgewater. He was great last week.
If you're getting EA a coffee, make sure it has some pumpkin spice in it. That's all we have here from FedEx Field. For Eric Allen, I'm